Hey everybody, it's your girl Honey G with the T, and I'm back with my very first review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 16. If you are new to my channel, I would appreciate if you go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell button down below. Tell me why these girls ain't put no respect on Big Frida booty popping potatoes. The girls are in New Orleans, and a hurricane is on its way, but the girls ain't letting that get in the way. Drew is meeting all the girls at Big Frida's kitchen for dinner tonight. And the girls gets on the bus. And I must say, I loved Kenya in that highlight yellow dress. That was so beautiful to me. And so when the girls got on the bus, Portia taps Marlo and she was like, I'm more tired from the conversation than all that dancing. And Cynthia was like, now, forget the dancing. How a conversation make you so tired? And Portia was like, well, me and Marlo had some loose ends we had to tighten. But we okay now. And all the girls arrived at Big Frida's kitchen. And they were all excited to see the booty bouncing queen of New Orleans, okay? You already know. Frida shows them how to cook one of her special meals that was taught to her by her mom. This recipe tastes so good, it make you want to pop your booty. So, she named this recipe Booty Popping Potatoes. I must say, it looked so delicious. They had potatoes, shrimps, onions. I saw bell peppers, sausages. Hook it up. And plus, I'm a Louisiana gal myself, so that type of cooking, you don't come around that too often out here in Atlanta. That's one of the most things I miss about back home. And this most definitely would be the next meal that I cook for the fam. I gotta try it out. Looked so good. So Kenya is cutting the sausages. Portia and Shamia is peeling the shrimps, while Cynthia and the other girls are peeling the potatoes. And I must say that the teamwork is A1. Drew, she starts to squeeze the lemons for the lemonade, slowly squeezing the lemons. And she's proud of Marlo and Portia because they're over there squeezing the limes together for the cause. Before the food gets served, Drew wants Big Frida to come and toast with the girls. So after they toast, Big Frida and the girls start twerking before supper. Hey, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere. And Portia, she done dropped it like it's hot in the middle of the kitchen. The energy is just so lit on this scene. And so then they show Candy and Kenya over there talking to Marlo about her and Portia's conversation on the bus. So Candy asks, what's up with you and the long conversation with Portia? Then Marlo explains to them that she was feeling like Portia had been acting funny with her ever since the Bolo trip. And she said that Portia feels that Marlo just needs to take baby steps with Kenya. Then Kenya said, what they have to do with her? Then Marlo replied, well, she's just upset about South Carolina. So I asked her, so did you sleep with Bolo? I don't understand. For one, Marlo, you claim that you don't understand why Portia didn't tell you, because you and Portia are supposed to be friends, and you and Portia is supposed to know that you was going to have her back, which is what you said in the confessional. But you asked her about Bolo right in front of production? Well, you see that this girl is trying to not be exposed on this show about this. Regardless if it happened on the show, she don't want to be exposed on the show about this. And you as a real friend should not have asked her that question in front of production, because you slick trying to expose her on the show about this. Like, Marlo, why are you even inserting yourself into something that has nothing to do with you? But anyways, Candy said, you said that? And Marlo was like, yeah. And she said that it did not happen. So Kenya, I'm here right now to tell you that is not true. Kenya replied, that's a lie. And like Kandi said in her confessional, Marlo is making this so dramatic. And it has nothing to do with her. Please, get your life. And Kenya said, look, you can believe what you want to believe, but I know what I heard, and I'm not the only one that heard it. And so Marlo was like, so you say you're not the only one that heard it. So Kandi, do you know? Did you hear it? And Kandi like, that ain't nothing for me to be even trying to talk about. And I ain't about to speak on it. And honestly, Portia don't have to speak on it either. Because that's her cooch and her business. And Kenya says that she would not be made a villain of because she spoke the truth. And if certain people don't want to talk about what they saw or heard, then that's on them. Insinuating the fact that Kandi don't want to speak on nothing that she saw or heard at the bachelor party anymore. And honestly, why are y'all still talking about it? That was how many episodes ago? Like, god dang, let it go. Drew walks over to tell all the ladies that the food is ready and Big Frida is plating the food. I must say I love Big Frida's hospitality. Her southern hospitality is so genuine. I fell in love with it. The way she treated the girls as if they were home. Everybody's seating and getting ready to bless the food, except Marlo, who done already started eating. And Drew called her out on it. So Drew asked Big Frida to bless the food. Then they all bow their head in prayer. So they start eating, and you can tell that the food is so good because all you hear is utensils slapping up against the plate. Ain't nobody saying a word. You know the food good when ain't nobody talking. That's some good cooking right there. Marlo asks Big Frida for some advice in the middle of dinner. She explains that she had a friend that she was friends with someone and then she became friends with someone else that she was once mad with and bitter with, and that friend came and told her something about her friend, and it was just basically pertaining to Portia and Kenya's situation. And so she's asking Big Frida for advice on that. And I was proud of Big Frida how she did not give Marlo much to ride on with that, because you can tell Marlo was ready to shake a table at that point. But Big Frida, she didn't give Marlo enough to even ride on for that matter. All she said, she gave her the best advice, in my opinion, when she said that I wouldn't even get in the middle of it. Which is true. Why are you getting in the middle of it? And then Big Frida asks, do you really think that that's your friend if y'all couldn't stand each other at first and now y'all friends? Which is a logical question. Like, do you really think, Marlo, do you really think you and Kenya are great friends at this point? Honestly, I just think that you want to be relevant. You want to be relevant to Kenya. And that's why you're doing all of this. That's your motive. Marlo said, you know, it's very calculated how this person came right in her life whenever she was trying to hurt someone else, insinuating Kenya coming into her life trying to hurt Portia. And so at this point, Portia and Kenya both done peeped that Marlo is talking about them. So Portia said, you talking about me when we just had this conversation? And Marlo said, well, I didn't want to throw you under the bus in front of 7 other girls. And Portia was like, well, we just had this conversation though. And Marlo was like, well, let's talk about it. And so her and Marlo is going back and forth across the table, spreading all type of negative energy over the booty popper potatoes. Kenya said, I didn't lie on nobody. And Kandi raised her hand as if she was in class just to say, Marlo, this situation you talking about ain't got nothing to do with you. Facts. Now Marlo really in her feelings. And she ain't making no sense at all to me at this point. You got Shamia on the sideline taking up for Portia, which I don't blame her because honestly, Candy, she's slick taking up for Portia too. So, I mean, she ain't saying nothing no different than Candy saying. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And with her being that she is Portia's friend, that was her job too, have her back. Although Portia backdoored and left her there to take the heat from these girls, but it don't make Shamia a stupid fool for being a true friend. It just makes Portia not a real friend. And it also makes Shamia a stupid fool for being a true friend to someone that's not all the way true to her. So I guess you can say it make her stupid. But anyways, at this point, Marlo and her feelings, she ain't making no sense. She talking about, Portia, I love you to death, and she'll never be able to have me cross you in any kind of way. Then she tell Kenya, I'm going to take baby steps with you, but I love where we are right now. And Kenya said, Marlo, if you're going to tell the truth, tell the whole truth. Actually tell the truth. Why are you dragging Frida into any of these? So now they're arguing back and forth across the table. They done ruined the whole dinner. Big Frida, she looked exhausted with the girls. And then Marlo yells, both of you motherfuckers done talked to me about each other. Portia said, oh, I'm not a motherfucker. I've never fucked nobody's mother. Then Marlo calls all the girls fake. And then she storms out, messing up her whole grand exit because she done went the wrong damn way. So she got to come back through, walking past the girls, talking hella shit. And at this point, the whole dinner is just ruined. And the ladies are embarrassed at how Marlo and Portia acted out in front of Big Frida. So now it's just time to go. And Drew, she coming back in, apologizing to Big Frida about the dinner. Oh, they ruined my dinner. They ruined my dinner. She's also, before she came back in, she was outside talking to Marlo, trying to get her back in. And basically telling Marlo that Portia's hurt about the whole South Carolina situation. And Marlo like, well, look, I'm hurt too. And she was like, well, can I get you to come back to the table? And Marlo like, hell no, I'm out. And her and LaToya left. And Drew come back in, apologizing to Big Frida about the dinner. She sorry that it was wrong. Big Frida was like, it's okay. It's all good. It ain't your fault. And Big Frida told them that she just wanted all the girls to keep it cute, keep it classy, stay beautiful, and whatever problems that they have going on, keep it amongst each other. Which was very logical. You know what I'm saying? Why did they come out there with that mess? But anyway, Kenya kissed Big Frida goodbye and apologized on the behalf of the girls of the conflict that happened at the table. Portia, Candy, and Cynthia is still inside, and Portia is explaining to them that she thinks Marlo has another motive because she thought they was all good after the conversation they had before they got on the bus. And, I mean, about the conversation they had after the dance off. And now it's this. So she's like, Marlo has another motive, and she think that what it is she's just trying to beat a little nugget to draw against her and Kenya just to keep the tension going. So basically, in my opinion, it's true. Because I feel like Marlo wants to be the rope in the middle of the game of tug of war. She wants somebody to fight over her when really you're not even that relevant to Kenya nor Portia. Then Kenya came back inside telling the girls that Marlo is out there upset because she thought her and Portia was friends. And Portia said, don't say my name. Keep my name out your mouth. And Kenya was like, Portia, Portia, Portia. I can say your name if I want to. Portia, Portia, Portia. And it just kind of got real childish and stupid at that point. So, and I'm still thinking in my head, like, why is y'all still sitting here arguing in Big Frida's restaurant like this? Like, move around with this. Y'all done already disrespected the booty popping potatoes. Y'all done already disrespected Big Frida. Get up out of her establishment with this mess. And Candy said, look, I'm going to keep it 100. If somebody did decide to screw the stripper, what difference does it make? Kenya and Portia is now arguing back and forth. Portia starts being sarcastic, talking about, yeah, I did screw Bolo. I screwed him and it was good too. I screwed him. I screwed the man that cooked the pig. I screwed everybody around Atlanta. Now what, bitch? And Kenya was like, oh, I'm not a bitch. And Portia was like, oh, you most definitely is a bitch. And Kenya was like, oh, you're not gonna call me no bitch. And Portia was like, bitch. And it was just real childish at this point. It was childish. And so that's when we went on to the next day. Candy gets up and calls Marlo. She says she want to talk to Marlo because she really don't understand Marlo. So instead of reacting, she'll rather just talk to her to understand what's going on. So Candy calls Marlo to talk and said that they need to have a one-on-one before they get around the other girls. So Marlo comes to Candy's room and they sit down and talk. And Marlo's still talking about like she just don't understand why Portia didn't tell her the truth and she don't want to be friends with a liar. And Candy studied telling Marlo, like, can't you just understand that it ain't your business? Can't you just understand that? And so Marlo was like, well, you still haven't answered my question, Candy. Do you see Portia to be a liar? And Candy was like, well, I ain't gonna say that, but I am gonna say in the past that she have lied about some things. And I'm sure in the past, Marlo done lied about some things. In the past, everybody done lied about some things. But it don't define that you're a flat-out liar. You know what I'm saying? So, Marlo, still, I don't get where you're coming from with this. But anyways, LaToya, she goes to visit Kenya in her room. And she tells Kenya that Candy told her that Portia done left. That Portia left, took a flight back to Atlanta this morning. And Kenya was like, oh, okay. And she was like, how you know? And she was like, because Candy told me right before, LaToya was like, Candy told me right before she left. And so they show a flashback of Candy telling LaToya that Portia left and she was finna go because she had to be on set early in the morning and she couldn't get stuck in the weather. And so Kenya, she was like kind of in her feelings about it, about Candy leaving without saying goodbye because that's her friend. And so she was like, okay, fuck Portia, but damn, Candy could at least say goodbye. So we seen what Kenya was calling Candy, and then they switched to the scene where Drew goes to Cynthia's room to tell Cynthia about Portia left this morning and she left Shamia. And which I don't, I ain't rocking with Portia on that level right there when it come down to her leaving and leaving Shamia. But they don't know if Shamia wanted to stay. They first need to find that part out before they start Kiki and Kaka about Portia left Shamia. Shamia might have wanted Shamia might not wanted to fly back with Portia. You know? So Shamia she can handle her own hot seat. She created that trust me. Shamia created the heat that's on that seat. So she can handle it by herself if she had to. So, they all laughing about Portia leaving Shamia. And Kenya and Marlo, they go to Cynthia's room to talk about last night. And so they all surrounded, talking about how Marlo acted last night and how they never seen Marlo acting like that. And they showed clips of when Marlo was taking them a picture and calling them all fake ass bitches and do it for the gram, you fake ass bitches. And I'm not gonna lie, that part was funny. and so Marlo, she ain't really trying to talk about it too much. And so they called Drew, like, where's our food? They still waiting on their food. Because remember, Drew is the host that put all this together. So she has to supply the food and everything else, which we know production supplying. But anyways, they called Drew. Drew so they say the food is in her room. They got to come get it. So they, Kenya, Marlo, she wait right there. Kenya and Cynthia, they hit the elevator to go get the food. Next thing you know, all the power went out. Lights out. Here come the storm. Thunder, lightning. They see the police passing by outside the window, trying to make sure everybody in the house because it's about to get ugly. And so They all trying to light candles. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's like y'all worrying about Portia. Y'all laughing about Portia leaving Shamia. Hell, all y'all should have been trying to book a flight back to Atlanta. All the girls are freaked out. They lighting candles. They doing the most. They can't see. And at this point, the trip is over. So they pack up, leave, and head back to Atlanta. So we see Drew and Ralph in the hot tub. Got the water hot for her. They both soaking in the hot tub together. He massaging her feet. They sipping champagne. And it just looked lovely and relaxing. It looked like the type of vibe I like. And she was like, ooh, maybe I need to go out of town more often. He was like, nah, you gonna stay your ass right here. And it was cute. And then we see Candy. She's on her way to set because she has a role in a new movie called Envy. And she's excited to work with the actor Clifton Powell, which I love so much. He was my favorite in Next Friday. Pinky nigga. I love that man so much. So I would be very excited to work with him too. So I'm very excited for Candy. She meet up with him and he was just telling her like different techniques on how to deal with this acting gig and how to keep going. And it was real awesome. It was really, really awesome. That part was very, very inspiring for me. And so then we see Kenya. It's election day. So Kenya is excited that Detroit, they votes up. Then they show Cynthia. Cynthia, she's in front of the TV. She waiting on the final election before they announce that Joe Biden is the president of the United States. And everybody's excited. And Cynthia's also waiting on Portia to get there, because Cynthia invited Portia to come over and co-host for her business pop-up shots to support small businesses that are still struggling from the pandemic. And so Portia arrived. Then they showed them filming for the things Cynthia got going on, and they doing take after take after take until they get it right. They got it right. I think take 19. They finally got it right, and it was cute. It was funny. I liked it, that part. And when they finished up, they discussed what happened in New Orleans and how she felt about Marlo. And so Portia was just like, Marlo just ain't her type of bitch no more. Marlo done show her true colors, and she just moving on at this point. It is what it is. Like, at this point, she's just tired of hurt people hurting her. And that's what she explained to Cynthia, and Cynthia was there to support. And that's when Candy FaceTimed Cynthia. Candy FaceTimed Cynthia to remind the girls about her new restaurant in Atlanta named The Blaze, which me and my family will be checking out. And so she was telling them not to forget about her tasting at The Blaze, and to make sure they all be there. And she can't wait to see them. And so then we see Candy and Todd getting out the car to go into the new restaurant to get ready for the tasting for tonight. They both look gorgeous. They both look very, very luxurious. I must say, the place looks stunning. Very classy, very elegant. I love the whole blaze of it all, like Kenya said. And it was just nice. It was very nice. I cannot wait to check that place out. And so all of the girls arrived slowly but for surely. I love Portia's dress. Oh my gosh, Portia's dress was bad. That dress was bad. And she was rocking it in every way. And she was talking about how her dress was black on. She was black on down to the T, baby. Everything except for the watch. But it was on her black on wrist. Okay. They all head to the outside area of the dining area. And Candy's introducing the girls to her Aunt Bertha, her Aunt Nora, her cousin Weena, and her mama. So Kenya, she walks in and she's speaking to everybody. Everybody's speaking to Mama Joyce. Hey, Mama Joyce. And Marlo, she walk in behind Kenya and she's speaking to everybody, but she spoke to, for some reason, she spoke to Shamia and Portia specifically. And that didn't rub me right. She talking about, hey, Shamia, where P, hey, P. But you call them girls fake. That was the fakest shit I done seen all season. Because come on now, Marlo. I wouldn't have done that. Had I done known me and this girl was already kind of slick bumping heads, and what went down in New Orleans, it wasn't even slick bumping heads no more. Like, y'all were really bumping heads. I wouldn't even come in and speak to them individually. I wouldn't have been like, hey, Shamia, well, P, hey, P. That was fake. That was fake as they come. And Marlo, you need to get it together. If you want to be relevant that bad, make this fashion line that you got, pop that shit off. Bring that shit from 0 to 1,000. If you want to be just that relevant, because you doing a damn good job over there with the fashion designs. I love it. I love it all the way. So stick to that for your relevance. All this trying to hop in between the Portia and Kenya issues that been going on season after season after season. Girl, that shit dead. Try again. I can't wait to the reunion. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back for next episode. By the way, if you are new to my channel and have not liked, shared, and subscribed, I would appreciate if you go ahead and do so. And also hit that notification bell button down below. Until next time, peace.